Welcome to our Saturday Live. You are with Wale from She Talks, and I cannot wait. We are going to be speaking up with the breakup coach. And I just said speaking up with, and we will be speaking up for sure. So, have you ever been in a toxic relationship or a problematic relationship? Or an unhealthy relationship? Gosh, I know I have, and I know Jutta has. And if you're still in one of those relationships, are you struggling over and over, wasting your time? Maybe it's with the one person, maybe you just keep getting the wrong person. And are you wondering, when are you going to find the right one? Well, tonight's the night. Let's untap some of the gold. Don't give up. Listen up. There's a lot of life lessons to be learned from those unhealthy relationships. And Jutta and I have more than enough experience to share some of our own gold with you. And hopefully this is going to be of great value to you. Now, I'm going to just look this way. I've got Instagram over here. So Jutta, I'm going to bring Jutta in right now, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. Jutta, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. Oh. Now, Jutta and I have been getting up at 4 a.m. in the mornings as well. So, like I was just thinking, I'm carrying a little few bags tonight, but we are not worried about that. Yeah, we've been getting up at 4 a.m. doing the Anthony Robbins Thrive Challenge. It's been good.
Well, I passed this morning, I have to say. I did 3 days, and this morning I had a Zoom business meeting at 9:30, and I thought, no, I have to stop.
Yeah, right. Well, I was there, and it was my favourite, but we all have different favourite moments.
But I got to replay.
Jutta, can you hear the music I'm playing in the background?
No.
Okay, it's really subtle, so let's hope it works out.
Okay. But then my kids tell me all the time I'm deaf, so maybe.
Oh, yeah, great. So Jutta, you're the breakup coach. I know you really well, but my audience don't know you very well. So would you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm a breakup and divorce coach. Breakup coach is actually better. It's not as long. But I changed my niche probably about 3 years ago. I was always into empowerment of women, but I could see that there's a really, need, as we all know, about, toxic relationship sounds very harsh, unhealthy, as you said before. And I have been married twice. My second marriage was domestic violence. And I had a relationship of 16 years, which there was 4 breakups with the same guy.
Right.
And you come to this conclusion, you finally say that maybe you are the common denominator here, and so I got aware that I don't want to play this old pattern again and again and again. And I can see so many women. I got a Facebook group, who going through the same issues. They're always attracting the same kind of men. And even that my first marriage was domestic violence, and I could see in my next relationship, it was very subtle, but
yeah. And I just love the way you say that we're the common denominator, because it really doesn't look that way, not to us, not to anybody else. No one would ever say to us, you're part of the problem, because we're over here being sweet and innocent and supportive, enabling, supportive, and being understanding, and, I'm trying my best. Yeah, we have, in the beginning, no clue that that's really what we're doing. Oh my gosh. I learned so many lessons from my unhealthy relationship, and I don't want another one, but I would not give up that one, because it gave me all of these lessons that I now have. And it's like this suit of armor that I have, which protects me, which I don't even have to think about, like, I see red flags. If they're there to be seen, I see them straight away. What about you?
Well, I came to a conclusion, like, I mean, many people say you attract what you are, you attract the frequency you are. So we
Mm.
really have to look at ourselves. Many women, they blame, oh, there's this and there, that, and they, like they blame and shame without looking at themselves. And what I've learned is you have to take responsibility. And as I said, you're the common denominator. So if we attract unhealthy relationship,
Your part, yeah.
you are unhealthy.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
wait. Say that again. That's like a bumper sticker. Say that again.
Well, if you attract unhealthy guys, you are unhealthy because like attracts like.
If
But
you
we
attract
always
unhealthy relationships, you're unhealthy. Hey, Alicia. Hi, Style by Maggie. Scary. I know I've said that wrong. Dev, welcome. And welcome to the people who are here in Anonymous. You are welcome to jump in the chat. We encourage questions and we want your lessons as well. So if you've got something to add, please add it in the chat. I love that, because that just makes it really clear for us to go, well, hang on a minute. If I'm in an unhealthy relationship, that means I'm unhealthy. And that's like the first place, is to realize that you need to work on you, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, everything starts with us, and like, we want to be accepted for who we are. We want to be loved for who we are. But we don't even love ourselves. We don't even respect ourselves. And what I always say,
That's
like,
right.
you get what you tolerate. And I mean, how much do you tolerate, this internal dialogues from yourself? I am this, I'm that, I'm useless, I'm that. Like, I mean, you cannot expect other people to love you how you are if you can't even do that.
Hey, I came from, I had a really fantastic upbringing, but I had a lot of trauma just right at the end when my mum passed and my dad was trying to take his life, and my dad's best friend was molesting me and had been grooming me since 10, and other SHIT was going on. And I know that when I left home and then after uni and I decided to just travel, I ended up in Queensland and I ended up in a nightmare relationship. And I knew, not straight away, but towards the end when I was getting ready to leave, because it's hard to leave, I realized that I was accepting crumbs because I didn't feel lovable. I didn't feel worthy. I thought there wouldn't be someone else like him, because he was really freaking amazing when I met him, but he wasn't that again soon after. That one. But it really came back to me, my self-worth, what I was willing to put up with. My bar was so low, really, to let that sort of behavior come in, because you can say to yourself as much as you like, like, I'm a really understanding person. I know his story. I'm going to stand by him. I'm going to support them. I'm going to be their rock. This is what you do.
Love is suffering. The more I suffer, the more I love,
That's right.
Yes,
right.
And I mean, what codependencies, I mean, it's just part of there's different kind of unhealthy relationship, but like, for instance, codependency. So what you do in codependency, there's you, there's the other person, and you put the feelings and the wants and the needs of the other person always first, and you put yourself on the back burner.
Yeah.
And and you think, oh, like, I'm so great. But society teaches us that. I mean, especially women, or even religion, like, be
Right.
sacrifice and be there for the other person. And I'm not saying that is wrong. It's actually right. But the thing is, we're doing it out of unhealthy motivation, because we want to be loved, we want to be accepted, want to be validated, and then we put ourselves on the back burner, and our soul suffers. We get depressed, we get like we're not happy and fulfilled, and then they give us crumbs. And, oh yeah, like 5
I-
minutes.
Yeah, and I couldn't even maintain my friendships because I was so low that I was so afraid that they would like, this is not you. You're normally up and happy. And friends were picking up on it. So I stopped seeing people, which
Yes.
isolated me. Now we've got comments. I didn't realize a whole bunch. Sarah Jane Kasani, hello. Faza, hi. Hi, Faza. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, no, we can't hear music. Great. Sarah, my gosh, for my X-ray. Wow. I still get a little, I know what she means because I know that story. The red flags stand out. Red flags, body language, they're key to northern words. Not the words. Oh, more than the words. Okay, yes, the words can woo us, but it's the actions. And I've got a list here, actually. I remember I did a bit of a mental trip down, history lane, memory lane of those red flags. And I'm going to talk about them in a minute, but I'll just go, Sarah, how can by talking to everyone and we are such friendly being? Faza, so true, we allow people to disrespect us. That's right. We teach people how to treat us, is what Dr. Phil said. I love that one.
What
Sarah
was that?
said, Dr. Phil said we treat people we show people or teach
how
people
we
to treat us. Yeah. Love can make you blind. After the breakup, you ask questions and doubt it all. Absolutely. So true. Like, what? How did I even get into that? And then the final one is Sarah. Or does society turn a blind eye to it? Oh, most people do. As they or people, they don't want to get involved. Yes, Sarah, people don't have the capacity to get involved. Let me just put it that way. And what would you add to that, Jutta, that people don't want to get involved and they turn a blind eye?
Well, it's actually interesting. I just watched a TED talk, and this lady wrote a book, Willful Blindness.
Ooh.
And it actually tells you about, the book it's called Willful Blindness, and how we put a willful blind eye on things because we don't want to suffer.
Yep.
We don't want to be facing reality, and we do that with other people, we do that with ourselves, and this willful blindness, it's like amazing how much we don't want to say, like put our head in the sand, or now retrospective of my last relationship, when I think what I put up with, just little comments, and I mean, how could I do that, and that's why, I mean, because I work with women at the breakup, and they're all devastated. But you see, for me, the breakup or my divorces, they were springboards to find myself. They were springboards to evolve. We think it's all, because it's broken up, it was kaput, it was broken. But you see, like, breakup is not just breaking up. The statue where there's this lady, it's a statue, and it breaks up and there's light shining through. I love that.
That's my favorite one too. Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's not, I thought it's actually break up, like going up, and it's sort of break down. It's actually break up. And then what I said, now the breakup is actually the breakthrough to rediscover your true authentic self. I mean, it's a gift.
It is a gift.
In most cases, it's a gift.
You're saying all these bumper stickers now. Break up. Break up after breakdown.
Break up. Break up to break through.
Yeah, break up to break through. All right. Break up to break through. I'm just taking some notes here.
You discover, create your true authentic self is always there.
What was the name of the book? Willfully. What was the name of the book? Willful
blindness.
Willful
blindness.
Just putting it in the chat. Blind.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Teresa or something. There's a TED talk as well. Yeah, it's really fascinating.
So that's just there for everyone. I'm going to let you know some of my red flags. Let's talk red flags for a minute. I find this really interesting because they're really subtle. They're often very subtle. We miss them, especially because we kind of justify them, or we don't really know the person and we go, well, I guess that's kind of reasonable. Refuses to talk about anything difficult. Talks about X a lot. But here are the ones that really impacted me, which was leaves hints or makes jokes about being hopeless in relationships. Gets funny anytime you get close to others. Funny with your male friends. Asks you not to see them. Funny when you get close to female friends. You just start wondering, is there anyone that I'm allowed to see? And I know that for me, it was, I didn't want to feel like a failure. That was one of the ones. I didn't want to feel like a failure, so I wanted to keep fixing the relationship. The connection was like no other. I was accepting blame. Like, oh, yeah, you know, like, that's my fault. I've triggered them. And I was hoping that he would go back to that wonderful, amazing, remarkably mind-blowing guy that I first met who swept me off my feet.
Yes, but you know, you have to also take into consideration the first 2 years in a relationship we run on chemicals.
Yes.
You know, the chemicals, the you know, dopamine. It's like, yeah, you know, like it's
a drug.
it's love. It's actually
Yeah.
chemicals, you know,
Yeah.
and it makes us blind. You know, and then the chemicals slowly wear off, and then we see what's really going on, and we you know, maybe we get off this willful blindness, and we see reality. You know, they start, I don't know, you know, they don't have time for you, or they have time for their male friends, you know, that's what or they start blaming you, or if it wouldn't be for you, I wouldn't drink, or some rubbish.
Yes,
like
if it wasn't for you, those little.
yeah, you know, I would be fine. It's all your fault, and we just taking it, you know, and
Yes.
and you know, like I remember years ago, if there's like, for instance, a codependent woman, and you know, like I don't really narcissistic thing, unhealthy other person.
Yes.
There could be 1,000 people, and you would meet, because there is this attraction, and it's a lot of time. It's very fiery at the beginning, and you know, like passionate, and then you know, yeah, and red flags. Well, like one lady said, you know, like, do the words match up with the action?
Yep. Sarah's talking about their facial expressions, incongruencies with their tone of voice and their facial expressions. And Fazer has just said it's the reality. The reality hits you. You know, I have, since having an unhealthy relationship, was really toxic on me. And I'm sure it was toxic on him too, him being that way, right? So, but what I learned, what I really became really powerful at, was not being afraid to ask questions at the beginning of meeting someone, and getting in a state of discovery, and not falling into bed with them because of the chemicals, because those hormones, that's a drug, and we're so switched on, and our body's electric. It's just like the slightest breeze, the slightest touch, and you're like, oh my God, let's do it. Right? And so I made a promise. I'm not going to rush into this. I'm going to negotiate this like it's a business deal. Yes, without it seeming like a business deal, but I was definitely, and still do, I'm able to say in really clever ways, find out what do they value by, what do you do on your spare time? What's important to you, like to do on the weekend when you're not working? And you really get to learn their values. And I start to go, well, we're matching. And then I want to know, I know my not negotiables. I want to know if they're going to not do those not negotiables. And I want to know what their not negotiables are. So I've become really good at negotiating the pre-relationship stage before the, what's it called again? the beginning of it, the romantic bit, the
romantic honeymoon stage.
yes, before it gets to that honeymoon stage where all your hormones are like ping, 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 ping. Yeah, I want to negotiate and have lots of conversations. I want to see them with their friends. I want to see them interact with other people. I want to see them interact with my friends. And I don't want to go for romantic dinners. I do not do romantic dinners as a first date. I'll go-kart racing, I'll go rock climbing, I'll do a barbecue or an activity because I want to see that person in their natural state, not when they've got their best attire on and they're acting their best. And that's just it for me. I am so good at that now. But before, I just kept meeting the wrong person and getting myself into trouble again and again. So I just stopped dating.
Yeah, but you see, when we grow and evolve, when we start to respect ourselves, when we respect our intuition, when we don't have this need to be loved, because I see so many relationships, it's sort of like, I need somebody, like I just was talking to somebody and she said, you told me that years ago, why is it this thing, my better half, what a lot of BS, my better half. I'm or Jerry Maguire when he comes, what is it called? I can't remember. You complete me, and I mean, utter nonsense. And people are brainwashed that we need another. Okay, so when you don't have this need to be validated, this need to be, because you're doing it for yourself. You are standing firm with 2 feet on the ground, and like. For me, a relationship is just a bonus, like I'm quite happy by myself. It's a bonus, and you have 2 whole people coming together instead of 2 half people, and please fill my hole in my soul business, so we have to work on ourselves to be our true diamond.
Come on.
Yeah, like to be our true diamond. And when we were born, we are this diamond, and then we get conditioned, blah, 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 blah. So we have to polish our diamonds so we attract other diamonds. And for me now, love is actually to provide a nurturing environment for each other. So each of this person of the union can reach their full potential. Instead of if you're a whole person, you don't get threatened because he's going away with his mates, or whatever, or he doesn't call and you freak out and, he doesn't love me anymore.
He's late. Is he coming back?
And I mean, we have to look at ourselves, like, when we become this whole person, polish our diamond, we attract diamonds, and we don't put up with the SHIT anymore,
Lisa said she loves that. She's loving what you're saying right now. Polish our diamonds to attract diamonds. You're just coming out with all the bumper stickers tonight.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, you see, like, I'm actually I don't know if I even told you, I'm actually human being profile practitioner now, and we have actually a being profile where we measure ways of being, and I just love it. Like, people can do this profile, and then you look at authenticity, you look at vulnerability. Where are you vulnerable? Where do you fear? Where are you anxious? And where does it show up in your life? What is the cost for that? And anxiety is really something we just make up. It doesn't even happen. So and also, like, to polish your diamond, for me, it's to recreate your past. You recreate your past, and you discover your thoughts, habits, and beliefs which you made up. Everything's made up. Everything what we believe is made up.
Absolutely. It is totally made up. We decide to adopt that, to keep it.
Yeah, and like, stuff happens to us, yes, but like, as and I know, something happens in your life, and then we make a meaning, and what happens is meaning.
Yeah, meaning making machines. That's what.
Yes, we do. Meaning making machines. So what do you make it mean? We made it mean as young people, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough, I'm this, I'm that. and we carry on. But you have to always take responsibility for your beliefs. When we stop blaming, shaming, making up stories, having reasons, having judgment, like all these things, we give our power away.
Yeah, because we keep personalizing everything as if it's us, and it's not.
I know.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Different comment. Sarah just said, I love how diamonds retract all the chakra colors. Missy in the media. Hello, welcome on Life and Lamont. Thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Well,
so yeah, I'm really passionate
I want
about.
to take you back to a point. I'm just going to take my jacket off. I'm actually starting to sweat. I want you to go back to the point you said about it's all made up.
Well,
no, wait a minute. You said something just before it's all made up. You said, what did you say? You said, oh, take me back.
Something happens, we make up a belief.
Before that, there was something you said, and I wanted you to clarify it.
I don't know.
That's right. It's in there. It will come back.
It will come back.
So, yeah. So, what did you personalize in your unhealthy relationship? What were you personalizing? What were you making it all mean when you're in that relationship?
Well, it's funny because I made this belief up that I don't matter. I don't matter. And I have that since I probably...
Oh, yes, Sarah said it. Anxiety doesn't exist. Sarah, you are on the ball, sister.
Very good. Anxiety doesn't exist. Anxiety is
We'll come back to that. Let's finish on what you were saying about what you made mean.
I made it, I made everything, I don't matter. And I could see it in, I don't matter, am I good enough, all this stuff. And I can see it, looking back now, I can see it in my relationships. I could see it in my job when I still had a job. And I can see it was showing up all the time. So if somebody said to me something, I didn't matter, like my relationships, because they didn't want to spend time with me, they didn't validate me, I don't matter. But the thing is, I didn't matter for myself. I didn't validate my own feelings,
Mm-hmm.
So how... And when you believe in, you project your stuff. I mean,
And the reason why I wanted to come to this is it's really important because we'll all have something deep down inside that we're telling ourselves about ourselves, and that's why we stay. And I know what mine is, but I didn't realize what mine was until maybe like I knew and I was getting there, but I didn't get to the root cause. And I only discovered that root cause actually when I did the leadership program for Landmark, which is now 3 years ago, I think. Yeah. And then, so I had a coach working with me, and he started talking to me in a way that felt like I was on the attack. He was attacking me, but he wasn't. I knew he was doing the coaching, and it was totally out of love, but he was pushing me. He was triggering my buttons. And all of a sudden I'm looking at it and I'm going, but I know what's happening here. I know what this means, but surely I don't think that about myself. It doesn't belong to me. And I was trying to reject it, and I was trying to look like I had it all together. But what I'd realized was I had made a decision in my childhood when things were falling apart that I was a loser and that people were losers. And that truly was the core driving belief, because that happened when my family was falling apart and all those bad things were happening. And the way that played out was everywhere. It was in my conversations. It was in me I take lots of risks, and I was a risk taker, but I wasn't taking the big risks. And then I was in these relationships that looked fantastic on the outside and are horrendous behind the scenes. Like, I put up with some awful stuff, and it's because, well, I'm a loser and people are a loser. So this is as good as it gets. This is all I deserve.
Yes, but the problem is we have these beliefs and then we reinforce them, you know.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I think I'm a loser or I'm a failure, you know, you have to imagine this warehouse and it's dark and you got a torch and you say, okay, I'm a loser, I'm a failure. You only put the light on the things which actually prove you right, which actually
Oh,
prove
look,
to you
there
that
it is.
there
Oh,
it
look,
is,
there
there
it
it
is.
is.
Oh, that
Instead,
must be true. Yeah, and
exactly,
we don't. We got
and
blinkers.
we create these
Yeah, yeah,
relationships to be right and
yeah,
see and
yeah,
reinforce them
yeah.
until we get the lesson. And we that's why the breakup is sometimes good, because then hopefully one day we realize after five breakups with the same kind of person, just with different faces, that you know, we actually creating this to evolve and learn, and when we get the lessons we don't repeat it anymore, and instead of putting the light on and wow, you know, there's actually heaps of things where I haven't been a failure, you know.
Yeah, that's right. So I need to say, first of all, what did Sarah say? I found having a good talk time and to talk when it's inside to come out. Oh, not to bear it or ignore it. Yeah, but we got to get to that place too. So I mean, this whole journey comes in stages. That's the thing. We totally are in denial in the beginning, and sort of there's nothing to feel shameful about or feel bad about, because the way we are as humans, that's quite a natural process, is to shut it out, shut it down, not look at it. And you can feel really awful when you suddenly realize, oh my God, I'm actually accepting this and I'm part of this. But then when you do talk about it, Sarah, you're right. It gives you that sort of freedom from it. Look, I just want to add in, everyone, that I'm really happy to say, and I know Jutta is too, I do not have relationships like that anymore. I get treated like a goddess. I get amazing men in my life. My male friends are incredible. They look after me. They love me. They lift me up like a sister. Like, I feel honored and respected in a way that is deep, beautiful, graceful, and profound. You know, like, I feel really seen, heard, and my space is held by the men in my life, which is amazing. And
But
that's
it
not
is,
what I
yes,
had before. That
yes,
is so not what I had.
but
Yeah,
it's because you change, you know.
that's
When we
right.
change we attract the different environment. Like, I don't have drama in my life anymore, like it just doesn't exist anymore,
I don't
and
have drama either.
I don't tolerate it anymore, you know. It comes in, it's sort of a little bit, I
I like
actually
the laugh.
no, I actually say my life is like a river. Okay, when like trees falling in, I take the trees out, so there's this flow again. Okay,
Yeah.
and you know, and like some, you know, like a old friend came to my 16 years. She didn't talk to me anymore, and anyway, but you know, like, it's sort of, I wanted to help her, and it, how can I say it? Anyway, it sort of turned into drama, and I said, that's it. I gave one warning, and then that was it. You know, like, I was prepared to help and think, but I don't do drama anymore, you know, and
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
do disrespect anymore. I just
And
don't do that.
yeah, Faisy, you're right. Sometimes toxic relationships can also be others, like friends and family members. Absolutely. And this is what we're just talking about now. And I have that too. I'm a really loyal person, and it's interesting because that loyalty is so strong for me, and I know it's come with me the whole way, and I know that I want to hang on to that. It's an attribute that I really like about myself. However, I've had to really redefine what loyalty means to me, in regards to, there have been many friendships that I've had to let go of, which is incredible. It's not something I normally do, and it was really hard for me to do. And I did have one woman that we were getting along really well. We formed a great friendship. We were also co-working together. And this is something like 5 years ago or something, when I started She Talks. And it was great to co-work with someone. But this person, when we were ordering food, food from a restaurant, started yelling at the person on the phone for not having something that they wanted when it was advertised. And I sat there and I was horrified. Mind you, it was here where I am now, and I have neighbors, and it was that loud that my neighbors were banging and going, keep the noise down. Like she was really giving them one, right? And I ended up saying, please hang up. We're not eating. We're not doing this. Oh, what are you talking about? We're not doing this. I said, no, I can't do this. This is unacceptable behavior. Look, right now you need to go. We will definitely talk about this. Please don't be upset, but I cannot tolerate this in my life, given what I've already been through in my life. Hang on. But needless to say, I had to let that person go. And it was really hard because I'd really formed a bond with them. But the best thing that I've done, and I will do it again if need be. Actually, I've done it once since. And like you said, look, I was just going to say, but it's like you said, when those trees fall in the river, you just deal with it straight away. Yeah. You don't let that rot and fester and turn into a big old mess.
Yeah,
when you
then, like,
when you start,
like it's blocked, and and then there's like, and I don't know, like relationship, and sometimes, like you have to see too, when you let them go or you have a conversation with them, it might actually do a favor to them that they actually realize this is not acceptable. Like you could do that out of love. Love doesn't always mean lovey-dovey. It means, like tough love, and really, like, because she's not,
well,
how can I say, like people, we are all in the learning, we all evolving, and some people are still in version number 20, some version number 30. I mean, when you sort of a certain age, you're different versions, especially when you have done so much, so we can't really blame them where they are. And there's, they're just on at a different stage. And I mean, we also have to think that 90% of our behavior is actually subconscious. Like that's why it's so hard to get the blind spot to the blind spot. That's, I mean, me as a coach, I call myself sometimes, I'm a tour guide with a torch, because everybody knows, everybody, so just putting light on the blind spot. But the thing is, the client has to find it. I can't find it for anybody else. I can just lead them to discover and get insights and find the blind spots. Because for me, that's the difference between coaching and counseling. We just really want that you get your outcomes and you be effective, and like you see where you're getting stopped.
Coaches are amazing, really fantastic, because it's really you doing the work. And I'm a big fan of coaches. I'm one myself, of course. Faisa just said when I was talking, she gets that it's very resonating. And I just wanted to add to that for you, Faisa, is that, and you may already know this, but I'm going to say it, and maybe it'll go to another level or another place of awareness, and you can use this. When I was looking at my loyalty and having to redefine my loyalty so that I could let some people go, let the log move down the river and move on, what I told myself was, well, here's the thing, I'm actually doing that person a disservice by continuing the relationship with them, because I'm not really in it 100%. And I've got something in my space, and it's unsaid, and it's energetic, and it's behavioral, and they're going to pick up on it. Without a doubt, they're going to pick up on it. We all do, right? We know when someone's not really comfortable with us or happy with us or disappointed in us. And we know when the relationship's changed. We feel those things. So I didn't want to be that person for her and make her second guess her own intuition, her own analytical understandings. I wanted her to know that what she was picking up on was real. And then the other part of this is, let her go. And if she went and changed and came back and we were all great. But here's the thing, I'm the wrong person. We are the wrong person for that person. If this is happening, if it's unhealthy, even if it's just unhealthy for me, but it's great for them, that I'm not their person. I can't take them on any journey, or I can't be receptive to their needs, because I'm going to start shutting them out. So that's how
it's not being authentic. That's how it is. It's not being authentic if you have something and you see like each quality, so to speak. It has a really unhealthy side and a healthy side. You can be too loyal, you can be too vulnerable. Like what's your relationship to vulnerability or to loyalty? There's always a healthy side and an unhealthy side.
That's right.
And
With vulnerability
and
too. Yeah.
yeah, and being
Thanks,
authentic is,
Lisa.
or and that's you and me now. We have to authentically communicate. And I think there's nothing. Nobody needs to be fixed. Like people who annoy us, and they don't need to be fixed. But we have to really shine the light out on ourselves. And as I said, it's like really polishing the diamond back to factory setting.
I love that. And that's what I say too. Let's get ourselves back to the factory default setting, because we weren't born with all of this bullshit that's in our way. And I know for myself, when I was in an unhealthy relationship, and other ones, they weren't really relationships, but let's call them short-term relationships. I got to really, when I came out of that first really unhealthy relationship, and then I was constantly getting the same kind of person, I then realized, okay, I need to put the light, I need to turn the mirror back this way. And I started really looking out for what's going on in here. What's going on in here? What am I holding in my physiology and in my mind to recreate this? And I came up with some amazing insights. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that I did that. I didn't know I did that, but I do, because the rest, this interplay wouldn't be happening. And here I was thinking, why do they play games with me? Yeah, well, because you are. And I'm not a game player, and because I didn't think I was, but here I am as a way of protecting myself, playing these games. Prove your love to me. Come on.
Prove your love to me.
Yeah, prove your love to me. Prove it. I'm not going to let you know you're worthy of my love until you prove it. And then we start to see all of these ways that we've adopted, which at first I was like, oh my God, that's so ugly. I don't want to be that person. And then it was like, I didn't want to personalize that either. I didn't want to get down on myself. I'm like, no, this is, like you said, it's break up to break through. So anytime I'd notice something about myself and I'd cringe and go, oh my God, that's so ugly. I can't believe I'm that person. That's not who I know myself to be. I don't want to be that. I would quickly have the conversation to myself, which was, no, this is a great thing. You've got it. You know what this is. Now you can do something with it. And I would transform it. And then it was amazing. And I went through lots of sort of relationships, and whether that's romantic or otherwise, friends, and they kind of came and they went. And I was okay with that, because I knew what it was. And I was okay to let that happen.
And we have relationships because that's how we evolve. If no man is an island, no woman is an island, we need relationship to evolve. Like we need it. If there would be any relationships, we would not evolve. So it's a breeding ground to evolve. It's a breeding ground to get insights. It's to learn, to grow. So every relationship is like another step. I mean, depending on if we actually look at ourselves, but it is like this power getting, getting off the story, the BS stories, the beliefs, the justifications, the guilt, the shame, and that's not them, also us, and and what I hear is what you did. You took responsibility, ownership, and accountability for your life, for your beliefs, for your actions, for your feelings. That's where the power is. That's where the power is. Because
it is. You're right. I was no longer interested in making them wrong. Yeah. Here's what I said to myself. Are you going to leave? Right now, are you leaving? No, I'm not. Okay. So while you're here, don't make them wrong. They're not going to stop. There's nothing you can do. Work on you and get yourself to a place where you can leave. And I thought that was amazing. But I'll be honest, for years, I told you after that first relationship, I didn't see anyone. And then I realized there was stuff I couldn't do by myself because it wasn't coming up. It was a blind spot and I couldn't see it. And I could feel that there was something there, but I couldn't get to it. And I was like, damn. And I read this quote, and I really can't remember who it was, but it was something really profound, whether it was Rumi or Osho or Deepak Chopra, someone like that, right? And it said to me, the work's in the relationship. It's in the relationships. That's what it was. So I was like, damn, I have to start letting people into my heart and opening up so that I can now do the work. Yeah.
That's how we grow, it's just like, and like nobody should tell other people how to clean the backyards up if your backyard is not cleaned up yourself,
You sticker lady, say that again.
Well, I say sort of this stuff all the time.
How to clean up your own backyard, right? Don't tell
Well,
someone else.
I actually was saying that to my ex. Don't tell me how to clean my backyard up if your backyard is still a mess, like, so what's your point, But
how good is that?
But one of my favorite quotes, I'll give you my favorite quote. I always quote this: it's better to be hated for who you are than being loved for who you're not.
Yes.
And so if you're not being authentic in a relationship and you play, Mrs. Little Good Shoe and here I'm a doorman, they don't love you anyway because that's not you.
No, when you're being the doormat or the perfect partner, doing everything right. I've been there too. Doing everything right. I mean, and I don't even know where I got that from other than that's how the world informs us to be, because it certainly wasn't how I didn't get that from my home life. I didn't get it from my mum or my dad, but it's just the way of the world, and it's like we just adopt it. It's in the media, it's in the movies we watch, it's even in some of the books.
Love songs and movies, like love is the song, like.
Sorry everyone, but love stories are bullshit, because every one of those love stories goes that way. Do you know what I don't like? Those love stories that are like, the woman really annoys the man, but then he ends up falling in love with her. That's one of the ones I don't like. Or where the man says really flippant, mean stuff in the beginning and he doesn't like her, but then he ends up falling in love with her. It's like, please do not tell the world that this is what love is.
Well, I tell you a love story, but like my parents are married for 65 years this year. And I was at their golden wedding anniversary, 2017, and the priest who married them did the ceremony anyway.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know if I should say that here, because I have, like they actually functioning in their dysfunction.
Right. No, but if you can, that's great.
Yes. And like they're happy, yes. But because I'm so deep in the work and I can see it, like, wow, but
I know a couple.
Is that love?
A couple like that, and it's truly dysfunctional, and they have their moments where they just complain about each other to me separately, but they really do work together really well.
Yeah, it's like this, and I mean, it just works, and my dad also, it's just cute, but there's a little bit of a controller and there's a little bit of people pleaser, and it goes perfectly.
So let's explain anxiety doesn't exist for Sarah.
Anxiety is actually something, you see, that's fear and anxiety, and it's actually interesting. It's in this my being profile, and there's distinctions between fear and anxiety, and fear is more something real. You have fear of spiders and something there, but anxiety is something made up. It's something what doesn't even happen, might not happen. It's all in your head. It's like made up. But the thing is, Our society writes on depression and anxiety, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, and it definitely exists, but there's like certainly tools which you can work on it, anxiety. I mean, is it real? Like I had anxiety in the plane when I went to Germany thing, and there were turbulences, and had anxiety, and I thought, is this real? Like, yeah, okay, the plane can crash, but nothing I can do about it. Or, I'm not anxious in my car when I go over the freeway, which is dangerous. Life is dangerous.
Life is dangerous. Life is dangerous.
And it's also so much how much attention do we put on it? Like how much attention do we actually like put on it, because the more we put some attention on it, the more. But I'm not saying it's not there, but it certainly can be a made up thing, because I don't want to invalidate anybody. But
yeah, no. I mean, anxiety it's our self-talk. That's what it is. And I know what you're saying though, because the fear response is the amygdala inside the brain. I mean, it's primal wisdom. There's things we're meant to be afraid of,
And you see, it's not even so much if it's not there or it's there, but what's your relationship with anxiety and fear? What's your relationship? I mean, fear is definitely always there, because I mean, even animals have fear, and it protects us from the lion when he wants to eat us. So fear is good at some time, but what's your relationship of fear?
Well, anxiety, you're gone.
Yeah, can you distinguish, like, does it stop you to do things? Like, can you be with anxiety? Can you be with your fear?
Anxiety is a product of modern lifestyle, the way that we live, overstimulation. It's a product of our lifestyle and our thinking, because apparently anxiety was not a thing. Yes, fear is inbuilt, but anxiety is not inbuilt. Like, we're not meant to really feel anxiety. And if we do, actually, that's not true. That's actually not true. There is a level of anxiety that's there for health.
Yeah.
And it signals back to the body. It signals back to the body to get back to balance. But what's not natural is, in our society today, the sustained anxiety that we have, because we keep telling the same story, and we just keep adding and adding, and it's just this big weight. And I talk about it in public speaking. You think you're confident when you go to speak. Yeah, I got this. I remember my talk. You get up and you just fall apart, and you're nervous. You lose your confidence. You're anxious. You're sweating. Your gut's turning. Your throat's closing off. You're forgetting what your talk is. Well, it didn't start from the minute you got up on the stage. It started from the minute you got booked to speak. It started at your home. It was there when you were leaving your home, and everything. You're getting in your car and telling yourself, oh, I didn't really, like, you're building this story around why you shouldn't feel comfortable, and your physiology is responding. So it is made up, literally, because what we're telling ourselves is made up.
Everything what we're telling ourselves is made up.
Well, you don't see children. You could say to a kid, here, read this poem, and my nephew does. He goes, I don't read really well. And I go, it doesn't matter. He goes, okay. Okay. And he'll read it. Or you ask them to do a performance of, I don't know, their favorite band, Justin Bieber, and they'll go, oh, well, I'm not sure what to do. And they'll think of something, go, oh, yeah, I got it. So their only issue in the way is, what am I going to do? How am I going to fulfill on that? They're not telling themselves.
Well, anxiety exists in your head. Anxiety exists in your body. I'm not saying that, but you can examine where it comes from. What is it? What gives me anxiety? Do I feed the anxiety? Do I put oxygen on it? And is it real? Is it really real?
Yeah. Hey, Sarah, I used to have anxiety when learning to drive, but then I realized I was just in this torment in my head telling myself, I suck, I'm a really bad driver. And you know what I did? I thought, well, hang on a minute, I'd like to be a really good driver. So I'm just going to tell myself I'm a masterpiece in the making and I'm going to be a really good driver. And what that did was it actually switched my attention on. Instead of being stressed and shutting down and making more mistakes and feeling like a real doofus, you know, because you got someone in the car and it's embarrassing. And instead I was like, no, I'm learning to drive. It's meant to be like this. I'm meant to make a few mistakes, but I'm going to be a really good driver. And now I have people get in the car with me and say, wow, you're a really good driver. And I'm like, oh, no. So we recreate ourselves.
Yeah, I think there's, anxiety and anxiety. I mean, some people, post-traumatic stress disorder. I don't know if that's more stress. And I mean, that's like really deep. But like sometimes with hypnotherapy, you can actually fix that, because it's in your subconscious. It's still made up in your subconscious. It's real in your subconscious, but it's still not real, if that makes sense.
Well, it's your fear. It's the fear response, and actually, it's a really great TED talk for this. Can't remember. If I remember the name, I'll pop it in the chat. So they talk about post-traumatic stress syndrome and dissociation through post-traumatic stress, and what they talk about is it's kind of like when you're in REM. Oh no, that's not the right reference. Throw that out. So what happens is when there's this huge impact of stimulus that makes you fearful, those hormones circulate for a very long time, and especially when perhaps say it happens again and then it happens again within a short period of time, the way memory works is because of the hormones, the fear hormones, you're not committing all the details to memory. That's what it is. You're not committing all the details to memory. You're just committing the overall arching, generalized, those things to be afraid of, tall, dark men to be afraid of. And it's not like specifically this one person that you encountered.
Well, and the thing is, memories are just in this little brain of ours, and it fires up. Like events which happen, and I mean, that's with the past. That's why you can technically recreate your past. You just put a different spin on them, because the past is gone. Like when you in the morning you take a shower, try to get the water back. The water which goes into the shower, try to get that back. That's as impossible as getting your past back, because it's gone and it only lives in our memory here, in our little new pathways.
Well,
and
we're recreating it.
About it, the more we think about it, the bigger your neural pathway gets. So
that's right. We just keep repeating it. The minute everyone wakes up, Oprah Winfrey used to wake up every morning and recount everything she ate the day before that she shouldn't have eaten. And so that would stress her out, and then she'd want to comfort eat. So it was a real cycle. But the thing is, that's what everyone does. Everyone wakes up in the morning and they start processing all of the things they have to do, all the things they don't want to do, they get in the mirror and they go, oh my God, I put weight on. Oh my God, I'm ugly. Oh my God, you clean your teeth. Oh my God, I should go to the dentist. Oh, my teeth. Oh, I'm getting old. Oh, I got wrinkles. And it's non-stop. And people do this all day.
Yeah, but that's the same. I am not good. I am a loser. I am a failure. And we think about all these things where we were failures, all these things where we are losers. And it's we. You see, we have to become the master of our brain. We have to drive our bus. We have to drive, like the remote control, not letting this run havoc and determine how our lives will be. Are like much higher, much bigger. I mean, who observes our thoughts? We have to take the remote control back of our brain.
Well, and there's different voices in our head, and one's going to come from survival and the other one's going to come from your higher wisdom or your intuition or your higher consciousness, your intellect. And which voice are you going to listen to? Now, I get it. I want to listen to my survival because it's there for a reason. But given the day and age we're in and all of the things that we do, well, there are risks that I want to take, but my survival's going to tell me not to take them because that's what it does, keeps me safe and keeps me in the familiar, the known, right? Because I can navigate the known, but I do know better. And so you can override that and get into your, listen to the other voice. Now, I love it because Sarah just said, to me, you're not the same person I met all those many moons ago. LOL, grown so much. Well, Sarah met me, oh God, it's going to be like 20 years ago, I think, when I was in trauma and I was attending an art group. I was going to Centre for Sexual Assault and I was getting counselling, and I was referred to this group because it was a safe group where people had either been through trauma or they were marginalised in some way. And this is where I met Sarah. And then after 2 years, I was offered to run the art group, to my surprise. And that's also where I got offered to speak in front of an audience of 1,000 people for Earth Hour. Yeah, Earth Hour. And those offerings, when people saw me, they saw something in me that I didn't quite see in myself. That's when I started growing, Sarah. And that's when because I did then run an art group when Sarah came and attended. I took over that art group, actually. That's what happened. And that's what led to where I am now, running groups and workshops and having these conversations with other people who've been through the fire of life and who've seriously, the gifts that you learn through those adversities, would you give them back, Jutta?
No, some people said, I wish I would be 20. I said, yeah, only if I can take my learning with me. I'm not going
only,
but that's the nice part, like about growing and evolving and looking at yourself. I mean, it's just fantastic, and yeah, I would never go back without my learning.
No.
And you see, you said somebody saw what you didn't see in yourself, and I see that, like I just want to, like women, I'm so passionate about empowerment and that you find your authentic self. And Once for Warriors, the movie Once for Warriors?
Yes.
Yeah, at the end, when I can't remember her name, when she was standing up against Jack and said, that's enough is enough, and that's it, and you get this power and back and and sometimes we might go into, like from doormat to overpowering independent, and then we come back to our true, like the diamond is sort of the best, like I was there, like I'm independent, I don't need anybody, I'm going back. No, like I'm, contribution, and I be contributed to, and higher purpose and self-expression, and when we are the best version for ourselves, we are the greatest gift for the world.
Yeah.
Like the more we polish our diamonds, the more we shine, and the more we can make a difference.
Yeah. I want to say a couple of things here before we wrap. Fazer said it's because we seek approval, acceptance, and validation. Hell yeah, that is so true. But guess what? I don't seek those things anymore. I do not need them. In fact, no one has to tell me where I'm doing great or how great I am. I already know all that. And it's interesting because when people do go to tell me, in the beginning, I'd kind of go, oh, thanks. And I go, no, you haven't heard me. And it was because I was like, they weren't telling me anything I didn't already know for myself. And the thing is, we get that. And I don't know if it's where the years do it for people. I know there's some people it isn't how old they are, but I definitely know it's going through all of these experiences. And you just get to a place like, Jutta, I know you're the same. I feel so powerful, but I feel so soft and yielding and vulnerable and flowing and happy, but I feel so powerful because I know when those challenges come, I've got them. I know that when someone wants to take my crown, someone said this the other day and I love this, if they want to take my crown, they are not taking it. Like, I've got the warrior in me. There's not one part of me that isn't fully self-expressed.
Yeah, and
not
I mean,
one part of me. Yeah.
But it still happens that you get affected. I mean, we don't robots, we still get affected. So, but we, like for instance, when the tree falls into my river, I have the capability to take it out of the river and not letting me stop my flow. So that ability and I mean, some people are still here and are saying, just be be open for growing and looking at yourself and not beating yourself up. That's I always used to beat myself. I should be there and I should
Yep.
do this. I should do this.
Guilty.
And,
Guilty.
I have done so many courses. Why am I still doing this? And then when I let all this go and accepted where I was, and it's just, I don't know, like because it doesn't help when you beat yourself up. Oh, I shouldn't be like this.
But it's sort of part of it. It's sort of part of, I mean, all of everything that we've spoken about is part of the journey. So never feel guilty or ashamed or bad for any place that you're in. And don't listen, like, in fact, I know Faze is loving this conversation because, and the reason that we talk about how we are now, how powerful we feel now, is because it's important to know, because when I was on my journey, there was no one to tell me that there was this place that I had dreamt of or wished for. I just knew it as an ideal in my mind, and I didn't know if it was possible. It was like a glimmer of hope, and I felt like I was white knuckling my way to it. And since then, everyone who has needed to hear this, I've said to them, it is possible. No matter what you've been through, no matter what you've experienced or what you don't know or haven't experienced, your dream is possible. And feeling 100% like trust in yourself, trust in the world, love, like you can have it all, and it's all there. But it's a journey, and we get to it in our own beautiful, unique way, because that's part of the growing and the learning, isn't it?
Well, I heard somewhere you cannot accelerate growth. Like when you have a flower, if you put too much sunshine on it, it dies. When you put too much water on it, it dies. Too much nutrition. So everything is in your own time, and so embrace it and be thankful that you're not version number 10 anymore, because you're already version number 20. And just one little insight, you already tick up to, you evolve a little bit, and maybe be aware that you actually already moved a little bit, even when you go 3 steps forward and 2 back, and you always
used to do that.
When you stop blaming other people, shaming other people, blaming yourself, and take responsibility, and
cherish the 1 step forward, 2 steps back, or however many. Cherish that time, because that's part of the journey. I used to beat myself up for that so bad. I should know better. I should be further along. I've got all these skills and wisdom and tools. How come I don't know how to implement them? Why are they not working? What's wrong with me? Yeah. And we've got to stop beating ourselves up. Look, Sarah just said, you are amazing, Jutta Klitsch.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome. And Faces, oh my God, just what I needed to hear. No one is taking my crown. I have the warrior in me. Yeah, we all do. And that's the place that we're all wanting to get to, is that place where, like, it's not, we don't get it from another partner. We just don't. They are meant to have their own crown. They're meant to have their own warrior. And we just have a life together that should be joyous and fun, and with a few bumps along the way that we work out. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah, well, I hear the other time, don't put up with something which is instant gratification, but really is detrimental to you. Like things might feel good at that time, and somebody pays you compliment, tells you how beautiful you are, and blah blah blah. But in the meantime, they make you, like, there's this toxicity and unhealthiness. So and really, you have to tell yourself all this yourself. You cannot rely on other people to make you feel good.
Ever.
That's a bonus. That's a bonus.
Ever. And there's lots of really great practices. You all probably know them. Gladius, hi. Gladius Mary, hi. Welcome. Wheels 65, welcome. There's loads of practices, whichever stage you are on the journey. Get a coach. They know them all. Like, really, there's simple practices about not seeking invalidation, seeking validation externally, not invalidating ourselves, not personalizing failures and mistakes. There's something for every part of the journey.
Put meanings on everything, like you're making. I always say, okay, you make this meaning up. Well, every meaning is made up. So make 10 other meanings up and choose the one which makes you feel better or best. Like it's not, you see, like somebody once said, like I was searching for what is true, but
Hi, Sandra.
it's not true. It doesn't matter
Is that your
what.
dog?
Huh?
Sorry, is that your dog?
Yeah, he wants to get out. It's so it doesn't really matter what is the truth, because like, who cares? It's what is useful and what is brings you forward. So
yeah, it's important to, like, what you were saying is, look, I don't believe in shortcuts. Sorry, I don't believe in fast tracking or whatever. But the point is, there kind of are shortcuts, but the only shortcut that exists is when you're ready to do the work, and you're ready to, like, if you're sitting with a coach, to literally be coachable. Listen to what the coach says. Try it on like trying on a new jacket. And like, I remember being told, Jutta, that I was on my high horse. And I thought, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, because that's so not me. I'm not righteous. I don't think I know. I'm not a know-it-all. I don't know better than anyone. But they literally wrote it on a piece of paper and said, go home, stick it on your door and meditate on it. I thought, well, that's great. I like doing that. I'll do that. And then I didn't look at it for ages. I just ignored it. But eventually when I did say, okay, let me see where this plays out in my life, where I'm self-righteous, I'm on my high horse. And I thought, oh, I'm a know-it-all. I'm a bloody know-it-all. And I don't let other people, oh my God. See now, and then I had to find the balance between, literally, I am a know-it-all. I do know a lot, but I didn't want to be like a know-it-all. I wanted other people to have as much of an ability to give their opinion and not me have to railroad them, right? It's incredible. But that came from someone who wasn't a coach. But if I had paid a coach, I might not have listened at that time. I might have gone, yeah, that's not the coach for me. They don't know what they're talking about. And it's not about personality either. It's, if the coach is giving you advice, they're seeing something.
Coaches really shouldn't give advice. Like, I mean, like, if you're a coach and you want to give advice, you have to actually ask for permission if you can give your opinion. Because, I mean, as a coach, we always should be very objective, like, I mean, because I don't really know what you need in your life. I mean, because
we need to come to it ourselves, because that's the greatest awareness.
That's where the torch and the tour guide is. I have the torch, but you have to see it. You have to find it. I mean, I can ask questions. I mean, that's why
I will guide you to the vicinity with my questions. But you gotta go, oh, yeah. But however, I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was really beautiful that he had the courage to say that to me and put it on a sticky note and ask me to meditate on it. And yes, it took some months before I realized it. But yeah,
it was interesting. I had to yesterday I did a live. I do this other little challenge, and I had to say 5 things which I like about other people and 5 things which I don't like about other people. And though you can only see the things in other people like what you are. So I actually put, I don't like arrogant people. I don't like manipulators. I don't like, and then the answer was, well, if you know manipulators, it must be you. If you know arrogance, it must be you. And so and I mean, just because I'm a coach doesn't mean, hey, I'm perfect. I'm still evolving every day. Every week.
Sorry, wait a minute. Are you human?
No.
You're not human?
Yes. and so
Good.
So I actually had to investigate, and I thought, like, maybe, like, if you want to reach a certain outcome, maybe I'm manipulative, but then it also depends what meaning you put on manipulative, like, because there's a lot of negative connotation, but maybe not, or arrogance, well, maybe sometimes I think I know better,
Yeah,
So,
well, I've got all the same ones as you, don't worry. Sarah said, yes, Sarah, I'm going to answer your question. Yes, coaching, the best coaches don't tell you the work that you need to do. Here's what I see you need to do, and here's what I see that you're doing. We ask guiding questions. Have you
Yeah.
thought about, if, for
It's
example,
sort of, for instance, where does fear stop you?
yep, yep,
How much does it cost you in your life? And really, really questions where you dig
yeah.
deeper
And have
and
you thought
deeper and
about where
deeper
does
and
that
deeper and
play out
deeper.
in your life? Where
Yeah,
does that
you
play out in
know.
your life? What's the impact? What is the impact on you? What is the impact on others? Where's
What's
the
missing?
inauthenticity? What's missing? That's my favorite question for everything.
What's missing?
In diet, well, we were taught that in naturopathy school. What's missing in your diet? That's all it is. If you've got as a naturopath versus a doctor, you've got an illness or an ailment, something's missing, right? And then to take that into the realm of empowerment, what's missing? That's all it is in life. Something's missing. Or we're not being authentic, or we're just playing out those patterns. But you're right, we can't see everything that's going on in someone's head. We can't, and sometimes we do.
Well, you should make assumption as a coach, because they, then my subjectivity comes in, and my what do my map of the world. So you
Yeah,
have to be
yeah,
careful with advice. Yeah,
yeah. I remember in body electronics, it's a healing modality, and you got to guide the person with questions, but you have to. And I remember being taught, be mindful of what you're saying, because we are humans and we're impressionable. And I remember early days getting coached, and I was thinking, oh, okay, maybe that's it. Maybe you're right. Let me look at that. I mean, I didn't take it on. I wasn't that kind of person that goes, oh, you're the coach, it must be right. But I remember thinking, okay, I'll try that on. And then I was like, that has nothing to do with me. Nothing. That's not even mine. Yeah. And that's why we don't do that, Sarah, because like Jutta was saying, we have our own map of the world. We have our own filters and views and beliefs and patterns. You're welcome. Sarah just said thanks to us both for answering that question for her.
Yeah, no.
Our behaviour is like ripples in a pond when you throw a stone. Look, I'm just going to say it's 8:17. I don't normally like to go much longer because it's a long watch for people. But we can come back again and speak more, Jutta. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we can talk again. That's fine. I mean, this is, I think both of our passion talking about. So yeah.
Well, do you know why I started these? I kept getting, too many people were saying to me, more women need to hear your wisdom. Women, you've come up with this gold every time you speak. You need to talk to people. And I was like, because really, honestly, being a speaker is only out of service, and I'd rather not. And even doing these lives, I kind of rather not. But I do love the people that I'm speaking with. But then I thought, I could bring someone on and we could have a conversation, and the gold would just come up. The pearls of wisdom would just come up. And always I get people saying, thank you, it's helped me a lot. So look, Jutta, it's been wonderful having you here. Please tell everyone, where can they find you?
Well, I have a Facebook group. It's called Springboard After Divorce or Breakup. And my website is juttak.com. So JUTTAK.com. But you can probably, I don't know, put my phone number or something in there, like my contact details.
Is
or
it
my
Jutta K?
Yeah, Jutta K, JUTTAK.com.
Yeah. Oh, the K fell off. Hang on. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, my email address is info.
Hang on. juttak.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
but they can email you through the website, right?
Which website? Yeah. Or just info@juttak.com. Just DM me on Facebook.
Yeah, find her on Facebook. She's on this page, so There we go.
And can I just say two things? On the 16th of August, I have a master class at 8 p.m. about forgiveness.
Oh, wow. Did everyone hear that? A masterclass on forgiveness. The link worked well, she said, Sarah.
Good. Thank you. Yeah.
Does anyone need a masterclass, a workshop on forgiveness? Facebook page ID, please, Jutta.
My name just
Just her name.
Jutta Klitsch.
Here, I'll put it for you because I know how to spell it. Klitsch. 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 Yeah, look, who's interested? Thanks for the love, appreciate it. Who is interested in a masterclass on forgiveness? Welcome
Tuesday the 16th at 8. It will be about forgiveness. Tuesday
the 16th at 8. Look, you can just get a hold of Jutta, ask her about it. Is there a cost for that? You are welcome.
No, free.
Guess what? It's free. It's
free. Free. And remember, we're doing a Women's Empowerment Confidence Summit, you and me and some other people.
We are. We'll be speaking.
Will be speaking in Narra. Whoever knows where Narra is, it's but anyway, it's on the 8th of October from probably 10 to 4.
Conference is on the 8th of October. We'll let you all know. You know, you've got to know that I'm going to post it everywhere, people. If you know me, I post everywhere. When is the conference? 8th of October.
8th of October.
Narra Warren. And it's called Women's Business Summit? No, what is it called?
Women's Empowerment and Confidence Summit.
Women's Empowerment and Confidence Summit. Thank you very much. I'll be speaking about fearless leadership. What are you speaking about?
I don't know yet. No? Klitsch. It's actually my nickname. Klitsch.
Klitsch.
Jutta
is from. Sorry. Tell the lovely people where you're from, why you have this beautiful name.
I'm from Germany. Yeah.
Das ist.
And it's my 37th anniversary on the 1st of September, so I'm a long time here.
Brilliant. Now, Faisa. Sarah just put the Women's Empowerment and Confidence Summit in the chat for people to realize. Yes, thank you, Sarah. We love support here.
Thank you.
Hey, wait a minute. Does anyone have any questions before we go? Any questions?
Yes.
Oh, wait. Missy in the media, was that the forgiveness? Yes, Missy in the media. I will pass on. Missy in the media, awesome to the conference. That's what we got there. I've got one more here. Sarah saying, yeah. Faisa, stay tuned. I'll post everything in the page. Or she's just added you on Facebook, so go have a chat. Which part is online? Is the mastermind online?
The mastermind is online. It's a Zoom link, and the summit obviously is it's in a venue in the It's finally real, because I prepared one for 2020. I had one 2019, and
did you? So Missy in the media, sorry, can I have your first name? Would that be okay? Wants to know what timing for the forgiveness workshop. When is that?
Now, 8 o'clock on the 16th,
8 o'clock on the 16th. Public speaking workshop with me on the 27th
it
of
will,
Sorry, I've got lots going on. So Missy in the media, if you go to info@Jutta Klitsch. That's right. There it is. In fact, I'll pop it in here. It's better. Just hang on for a minute, everyone, while I do this info. And sorry if it's a bit wobbly, at juttahey.com.
Yeah.
I know it off by heart now. There you go, love. Cool. Oh, it's Missy. Oh my God, I love your name, Missy.
Missy's cool.
Thanks, darling.
like
Missy's
cool.
beautiful. And she said thank you. So Missy's going to connect with you. Sarah, are you connecting? Yes. And Fazer. So there you go. Look after those 3 beautiful people from the She Talks platform. Ladies, you're in great hands. I've known Jutta for a really long time now. And she's an amazing, remarkably talented, skilled powerhouse of a woman. You're in great hands. You're in great hands. Oh, Sandra. I know that's you, Sandra, even though I can't German yet. All right, listen, we should finish up because it is 8:25 and I've been doing really long lives lately. One went for 2 hours. These topics are good. Yeah, flies.
Yeah, I still have to go to the airport now. So.
Oh, yes,
I have to go to the
you
airport to pick somebody up. So
I'm going to let you go. You can talk to your
That's fine. They can wait.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Any questions from anyone before we wrap? Give you an opportunity to put something forward. Anything you want to let others know? I mean, if you've been in this situation, anything you'd like to share? Love. There's love and a heart. Thank you very much. Thank you. Gosh, relationships, funny things, aren't they?
Well, it's all there for us to grow,
Yeah, I just remember being in that unhealthy relationship. I was constantly confused. I remember that. I remember those days. Oh my God, it's so good to feel empowered about relationships now compared to
it's like being in a relationship with yourself, and connected to yourself.
What it is. That's all it is. But this relationship is that relationship, and that relationship is this relationship. But honestly, I think back, and I mean, that's fair enough. I really was just a young girl, just left uni.
Well, I don't think
parents.
When 20 we will have this, like when we're 15, we grow into it. I mean, that's the good thing about becoming older and wiser,
That's the best. Yeah, and just to wrap, I would not be 20 again unless I could take all of this wisdom and this heart and this freedom that I feel with me.
Yes. And I think what we really want for other women is, the shortcut, we talk a while, but because we
eyes wide open. We want them to open their eyes.
Maybe, but make it quicker than we. You can actually make it, when you have a mentor or a coach, you can make it a little bit faster because you have different tools than
who hasn't lost a
by
year.
yourself.
Yeah, who hasn't lost a year because you've been confused and going in circles and looking for the answer? And it's frustrating. I don't think anyone should go through that much nightmare for that long.
Well, the thing is, we all know, this is not the best that I want to get out here, but many people don't have the tools, they don't know how to do it,
right.
and for instance, for me, going back 3 times of what I can't even remember, how insane is this, and now I'm looking back, but we wanted to recreate what we had at the beginning, and it's silly. And I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't freaking work. You cannot put a hole in a square or vice versa. It just doesn't work.
Hi, Casey Lee. We are just wrapping now. You might want to go back and watch. It's been a great conversation. We started at 7. Go back and check it out. We have talked about losses and lessons when it comes to unhealthy relationships, those relationships that are either toxic or problematic, and just that whole journey that we go through. And I wouldn't give it back for the world.
Maybe can you just ask your audience, because I can't see anything here, maybe 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things, or 1 thing what they got out of this,
would everyone like to say what they got out of this talk today? Just 1 or 2 things that you got out of today. This
it's always nice to reflect and see,
Fazer, thank you so much to you both of you. Very informative session. It's good. It's good. So what are you taking away? Has anyone had a light bulb moment? Has anyone picked up something in particular that was said this evening that you're going to use? Phaser, identifying the red flags. Fantastic. Yeah, really important. Anything else that you picked up that really, like, you wrote it down or you've committed it to your memory? Something that really, like, highlighted something for you? Casey, great to see you here. Missy, I hope that you've connected with Jutta. Certainly Jutta's on, Jutta, you're on Instagram too. Is it the same handle?
Yeah, I think it's called Breakup to Freedom. I'm not really very big on there. Like, like my daughter said, old people are on Facebook. So, yeah. But, yeah, I'm a little bit on
my audience, my main audience on Facebook is 35.
Well, good.
So that's not old to me. Missy, Missy, if you go to Facebook, it's Jutta K, Jutttak. And
yeah, that's a page. Or you can just go on my private one, Jutta Klitsch. She's fine too.
Klitsch. Oh, Phaser, my crown, I am a warrior. Good on you, Phaser. Nice. Diamonds attract diamonds. She like diamonds attract diamonds. See, there's so many great sayings that just came out of today.
Well, maybe you write them down, like
I did.
That you, not you just, because sometimes you forget that, and if you write it down, you will remember better.
Well, yeah, everyone write them down, yeah. But I've written some things down. I'll pop them in the conversation when it goes.
Nice, yeah.
All right, ladies. Missy, okay, thanks a ton. Love heart right back. All right, love you all. Much love, much respect. Thank you for being here this evening. Lovely of you to share your time with us. Thanks, Klitsch.
Thank you for having me.
It's been an absolute pleasure. We are definitely going to come back. We're definitely going to, let's pick something next time and go really deep on it as well. I'd love that.
Yeah, we could just have one topic or whatever. Yeah.
Because but I love your brain. I love how your brain works. Sandra, bye, Sandra. Nice to see you here. All right. See you.
Bye. See you, everybody.
Enjoy the
airport. Bye. Thank you.
Soon. Bye. Am I seeing you in the morning at 4 a.m.?
I think about it.
All right.
I should.
Bye. Can't wait. See you, Jutta. So I hope everyone enjoys watching us at Jutta's event. Isn't that right? We're going to be
Which one are talking about? Forgiveness or the Empowerment Confidence Summit will be awesome. I had it 2019.
The one that you and I are speaking at, yes.
Yes, it can be nothing but awesome,
I know. It's going to be lots of great women. Thanks, Jutta. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great
evening. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, darling. Can you see where the button is?
Yeah, I think I have one there. Yeah. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye. See you later. Oh, wow. How fantastic was that, everyone? I'm just going to 30 seconds with you and then I'm going to wrap. Jutta's amazing. And I just love the people that come on and have a chat here with us. Lots of gold. And sometimes they're not conversations that you haven't heard before, but they're really great to take to another level, hear them said differently, hear someone else's perspective, get insight into other people's stories. We weren't very much in the story tonight, but if you go back and watch the last episode, and not the one before that, but the one before that, so there's Anna, and if you watch Anna, for example, that's a great story right there. And last week we had, look, you know what, I'm not going to give it away. Go back and watch some of the previous lives. I look forward to seeing you next Saturday for the Saturday Live. You can find me all over social media. And what I wanted to do was just so that, is it here? I am going to go here. You can find me at www.shetalks.com.au. I'm about to update my website. You can check me out there, see what I get up to. I've got workshops coming up on the 27th of August. I've got the Empowered Speaking Workshop just for women. I'm a public speaking coach, presenter, speaker, and I really take women and deliver what they need, want, and desire. And then I've got Next Level Woman. I can't remember the date. But it's in September, towards the end of September. That's goal setting, and I hope you come to that one as well. That one, I think that it's only $47 at the moment, and yes, I do the Wiggles hands. Much love, much respect. See you next week. If you're wanting to speak on the Saturday Lives, please inbox me, get in touch with Jutta, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now, beautiful humans. Bye, awesome starshines. I'm just trying to find the button now. There it is. Bye, starshine. Talk to you next week. Bye for now. Bye for now.